Yo, 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 what it do? It's your boy Yellow the Poet.
Flat out, what's up, everybody? It's your girl, Princess Jasmine.
So, today, we're actually going to be talking about being silly. And this is something that I pretty much like to do anyway, is to be silly, just to have fun. I don't think that that's a bad thing in a relationship or with your friends or just in general. I mean, I'm kind of silly with people who I even just meet off the street. I just be me. It's not a crime, is it?
Yes.
It is?
Yes.
Oh, so you're
It's
supposed to be.
illegal to be silly with
Is
random
it?
people.
It's illegal?
Yes.
All right, well.
You will have to pay a $500 fine.
Well, I guess I'll be paying then.
Go ahead and pay. Hey, I just want to let you know I am the law, so those $500 will have to get to me.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
I mean, hey, you said you gonna pay $500.
I ain't said nothing about paying anything.
Hey, you said I guess I'll be paying.
Nah.
Pay me $500. Yeah.
Nah, you on your own with that one.
No.
Nah,
you agreed already.
Nah.
You said, well, I guess I'll be paying.
Nah.
That's an agreement. So that was a verbal agreement.
Nah. Yeah. Nah.
Pay up, big fella. Pay
up.
up.
No, but we starting kind of early today. You know, we got some other engagements that we got to do, so we're getting it cracking early. That's what's up. So, I don't know about you all, but for me, I like, you know, sometimes to just be silly at random times. Like, if it's too quiet in the house and I'm just looking around like, okay, why is everybody so damn quiet?
I have a random burst of energy. So, like, I would just be, you know how you see the average teenager just chilling on the bed, not doing nothing, scrolling through TikTok. I do that, and then I would just have like a random burst of energy. And the next thing you know, I'm over there playing music, dancing around the room, and everything. It's like, and he's just gonna be like, "What just happened?"
You say what just happened?
Yeah, because it happens so quick. Like you never know, like what to expect with me. That's why. That's what my friend's mom said. Every time she see me, it's something new. Like one time I told my friend, because I don't even tell my friends to come pick me up. I'd be like, "Hey, come kidnap me." I'd be like, "Come kidnap me. I'm tired of being in the house. Come kidnap me." She was like, "Okay, I'm at Walmart down the street. Here I come." Okay, bet. She comes to get me. I hop in the car with a unicorn onesie on, and then she was like, "You know, we gotta go back to Walmart, right?" And I was like, "Okay, you don't mind walking in there with a whole onesie on?" Girl, this ain't the first time. Second or third, let's go. I was walking around there all happy with my little unicorn onesie on. The little kids was entertained. When I tell you, this one little girl, she looked at her mom, she said, "Mommy," and she was looking at me, she was just so happy. Like, I just made her day. She just biggest smile. And then one lady, she was walking with her kid. She was like, "Look, a unicorn." And they was just like, "Oh." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm over here entertaining the people. Look at me."
see, that's what I'm talking about. Like being cool, just chilling, just being yourself, being funny and being fun. There's no harm in that. You never know whose day you making when you're being that way.
I felt like I worked at Disney.
At Disney? Oh my goodness. Yeah, with a whole unicorn onesie. I'm sure you did.
And the little kids were just looking at me all excited, and I'm just like, smile and wave. Smile and wave.
It's like even in some of my posts, I like to just say random silly stuff just to have fun, you know? Just to have all types of fun. It's like that on the show, it was Michael Jackson. He was talking, and he said he loved Chris Tucker, right? He loved Chris Tucker.
Yeah.
And he say, "But Chris Tucker, you just keep kicking with the wrong leg."
Oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Tripping out like
exactly
he got Michael Jackson moved down pat right, but he just keep kicking with the wrong leg.
Yeah.
I was tripping out like, what in the world?
The funny thing is,
crazy.
The funny thing is, I've seen so many people do that though.
Kicking with the wrong leg.
Yes. Yes.
Hey, They think they got it though. I mean, it's crazy because like they have every other move except for that one and just kick it with the wrong leg.
Right. Like you done sat here,
Hey.
moonwalked across the floor, and you kicked with the wrong leg. Oh man, come on, man.
And it was funny how he was just correcting him. You kick with the other leg, Chris. Wrong leg, Chris. And I'm just
No,
like,
yeah.
oh my goodness, he is so
Man.
crazy. That
Oh,
is
my
too crazy. Then, you know, sometimes people be like, you play too much. Ooh, you play too much. I just be like, play too much. I say, are you smiling? Then they be like, yeah, but you're not funny. You corny. I be like, okay, well,
You smiling though.
why you smiling though?
Right.
If you ain't find no sense of humor in that, then why you smiling? Then you looking at me all crazy like,
People tell me that you play too much. I say I don't play enough.
for real.
You have no
For
idea.
real. And then you'll be surprised, like, even in the statistics, it's so funny because they'll say that being silly helps keep you youthful. So like once you reach a certain age,
Yeah.
being silly helps keep you youthful. I'm like, shoot, well then I'm gonna be youthful all my life then, cause I'm born silly. My grandma used to be doing silly stuff when we was growing up. It was all types of silliness going on in my family. Like, what the heck? What you think? What's wrong with being silly
I
and
still
having
have
fun?
the evidence of one of my funniest moments with my friend right here
On your page.
on my pants.
Oh my goodness.
And my friend, you remember when I had to call you about all the wax?
Uh-huh. Oh my goodness. And
Okay.
you would wear that today, right?
Coincidentally.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Silly.
No, look, let me explain. We was chilling and she got like a whole little headboard set up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like, cause hers is like, where you got like little like bars, like, well, not bars, but it's like, you know how like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like the little side parts that's like a little bit higher than the middle part.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so hers is like that. And she had like a wax heater, right? It was like a little wax heater sitting on top of one of the things, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she had a whole candle. Like that candle was like this, like this big, like this. It was like a thick round candle, and it was full. It was a brand new candle. So mind you, full of wax. Okay. And she had that sitting on the wax heater. Instead of like lighting the candle, she just put it on the wax heater.
Mm-hmm.
And we were just chilling on the bed, you know, just sitting there talking, sharing TikTok videos back and forth and stuff. And we just chilling. And I think I was talking about something about school or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to sit up, but I didn't realize that the extension cord that she had plugged up to the wax heater, my hair had got like caught on it. Like my hair like flung the whole freaking wax heater with the wax candle on it. Like some of it got on me, some of it got on my phone, it got on the bed, on the sheets, on the floor, on the wall. It was everywhere, okay? When I tell you it was a freaking disaster. And she was like, she just started screaming. She was like, oh my God. And I started laughing so hard. Me and her in the room laughing so hard we could not breathe. She laughed so hard she had to pee. And I was just in there. I just couldn't breathe. I was like, oh my God, please don't say anything else. It hurts. Don't say anything else.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God. She was like, how am I going to clean this wax up? I was like, I don't know. I ain't never spilled wax to this magnitude, so I don't know what to do.
Oh wow.
Oh my God, mind you, me and her was home alone at her place for that weekend. And I'm like, oh man, how we gonna play this up? And she was like, let me call my grandma, maybe she'll know. Grandma didn't answer. She said, oh my gosh, let me call my dad. Dad didn't answer. I was like, oh my goodness. I was like, okay, I got this. I'm gonna call my dad. And then luckily you picked up. Oh my goodness. She was like, what is this? Everybody just don't answer when we got something going on, when we're trying to ask a question. I was like, I don't know, because that phone was ringing for a minute, and then you picked up and he was like, oh, okay, we got somebody. He said, so how do we clean up wax? I mean, like, it got everywhere. I still got the shirt, and that shirt still has, like, just like these pants. Still, yeah, it's still there. And I'm just like, jeez.
That's
It got
crazy.
everywhere, but we were laughing the entire time. That was one hilarious day.
Oh my goodness, it seemed crazy because it's like when you at your peak of getting, oh my goodness, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do?
Yeah.
And then later on, you like, man, that was so funny that
No.
this happened.
That's the usual. We were laughing during and after.
That's
When
good
my
shit.
hair flung the wax, we were dying from the beginning. When everything went south, we were dying. That's when we was laughing the hardest.
Y'all just crazy. That's
Oh
all.
my gosh, it was hilarious though.
Y'all just born bred crazy.
Oh
That's
my
all.
goodness, you have
That's
no
all there is to it.
idea. I laugh when I'm in a lot of situations. I have a
Hey, I tell you.
my English just.
I tell you, for
ran.
me, one of the funniest moments is when we had two of my homeboys. They was out there cracking jokes, right? And we was standing in the alley, so you know we was in the hood because you stand in the alley playing basketball. You know, you ain't got no regular basketball. We had a regular basketball rim, but it was on the light pole, so you know that's some hood stuff right there. So we out there kicking it, having fun, and next thing you know, they start roasting each other. And I'm
Oh
like,
man.
oh my goodness. And both of them good as hell at roasting in the first place. So we just like dying laughing.
Oh man.
And like they had everybody in the whole alley laying on the ground,
Oh my goodness.
cracking up laughing. Like this was the funniest time ever when we saw my boy Holy and my boy Arch in the alley just roasting each other. That shit was so funny, man. We was just dying laughing. And then it was so crazy because everybody, like other people start coming up and they looking like, damn, why is everybody on the ground? And as soon as they hear them too, their ass was on the ground too. It was just crazy. It was a straight up crazy moment. But it was so much fun though. We had mad fun that day. Like people was just cracking jokes all day. Just all day long. And I say this too, like it's a good thing to roast and you know what I'm saying, have a good sense of humor. It's just crazy when you run into those people who just don't have no sense of humor at all. That right there is just crazy because you would think that at some point you got at least a little bit of a sense of humor, and then you run into the people that's like super corny and you like, okay.
No sense of humor and you corny. 10th grade literature teacher, don't get mad at me. No, not even 10th grade. She was actually kind of funny. My 11th grade literature teacher.
Mm-hmm.
I hope she don't see this one day. If
But
she
you got some people that's corny, but they still funny. You know,
yeah, but she wasn't.
like
My 11th grade literature teacher, she was corny and she wasn't even funny.
No, the worst part is like they'll say a corny joke and then you be looking like, and they're like, you get it, and you can't help but to smile because you're like, okay, is this person really serious? Like you be smiling like, are you serious?
Yo,
right now? Like,
you know, do you know it'd be the craziest thing? You say something to me like they ever laugh.
yes.
They laughing
Oh, my
like they over there
goodness.
watching Michael Jackson do a stand up,
Oh,
and you like,
my
okay, you
goodness.
wasn't nowhere near never that funny, and I don't understand why it's that funny to you.
That's what
I
I'm
didn't even
saying.
laugh when I said it.
I'm like, be sitting there.
Cause like I literally my freshman year,
Mhm.
my teacher, my algebra teacher,
Right.
I told her this random little dumb joke that I thought up in my head. What's the difference between a refrigerator and a freezer? One's cooler. Exactly. Why she over there sounding like a dang old hyena in a hallway?
Oh my
It
God.
wasn't nowhere near that funny. It wasn't funny at all.
Okay.
And when I tell you, I ain't never seen no teacher laugh that hard. I was like, hey, if you think that's funny, I think it'd be even more hilarious if you just slapped the A on my grade, you know? That'd be so funny. Yes, give me that. But I passed that class. It was easy. Because she made it easy. She was a real good teacher, you know? It was real easy. But, you know, I'm not going to pass. Don't say I didn't tell you. I'm definitely not going to pass that test Monday for stats class.
Yeah, sure.
I'm not playing, so I'm not playing. I'm really not.
But let's say nervous laughter is a physical reaction to stress. So it's like for tension, stress, anxiety, confusion. So people laugh when they need to project their dignity and control during times of stress and anxiety. So you keeping your cool and keeping your dignity intact by laughing. Laughter is good for the heart, and good for the soul. I get that, but you're laughing when you're stressed. I don't know about anybody else, but I can't laugh when I'm stressed. I mean, I like to sit down and watch like Rush Hour when you see um, Chris Tucker up in there. Now I laugh at something like that, especially when he be doing like this to Jackie Chan, and Jackie Chan trying to look serious. You can tell when they did the end of the show how much he laughed for that.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Oh my God.
That was too crazy.
My God. That right there, that's straight facts, okay? What that saying right there is straight facts. And how I know is because one time, okay, I have breakdowns. I do. It happens to people. It happens. But the craziest breakdown I've ever had was just straight up laughter. Mm-hmm. Like I was telling my friends about something, and I literally had like a laughing breakdown. If that makes any sense. Mm-hmm. Like I was telling him something. It wasn't anything good. It wasn't even funny. It was messed up what I was telling him. And it was like, dang, that's messed up. It's crazy. And it was like listening, like, oh my gosh, why would they even do that, blah, 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 whatever. And the next thing you know, in the middle of me telling him, I just bust out laughing. And I didn't find anything funny. I literally could not stop laughing. And they was like, TJ, are you okay? And I was just I was literally I couldn't breathe. I was like, oh my gosh. I'm in my mind, I'm like, it's not even funny. Can I please stop laughing now? It's not even funny. And it was just I don't know, I couldn't stop.
I got one for you. I remember, and my nephew, you gonna have to excuse me on this one, but partner, you was a little boy then, you had me dying laughing. Oh, no. I'm gonna tell you, we was getting ready to go. It was me, my mom, my sister, and my brother was staying at home with his wife.
Oh, not that one.
He at the crib, right? So I goes over there to the crib, I go upstairs, knock on the door. So when I knock on the door, I'm hearing, before I even open up the door, I'm hearing my nephew in there just crying and whining. I want my shoes. I want to wear my shoes. I want my shoes. And I'm just like, okay, what in the world is going on with these shoes? So his mom was like, he want to wear these damn shoes. I keep telling him the damn shoes are too little for him. I was like, okay, well look, check this out. I'm like, look, nephew, these shoes are too small. You can't wear them. And he's like, then I want to wear my shoes, and just crying, I want my shoes. And he like this, I want my shoes. I'm just like, okay. I say, well look, do he have a pair of shoes that he can fit? And they was like, yeah, we got a bunch of pair of shoes in there that he can fit. I was like, well, just give me one pair of the shoes that he can fit, and let him try them on. So let him put those shoes on, since these his favorite shoes. He got to learn the hard way. So he was all happy, stopped crying and stuff, and he I got my shoes, I got my shoes, and I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, let's go. So I had the other shoes in my hand. And my brother, he was on the elevator, and he was all pissed off. I'm like, bro, y'all gotta let him learn. If you all don't let him learn, then he not gonna do right. So they mom stayed upstairs. So we on the elevator going down the stairs. We get to the 6th floor. He's still happy with his shoes, stomping his feet. He all happy. So we get to the 5th floor, and he's still happy. Stomping his shoes. Remember, 7 floors now. So he's stomping his feet. So we get to the 4th floor, and he's his facial expression started to change a little bit. So he ain't stomping too much no more. We get to the 3rd floor, and he we get to the 2nd floor, and he We get to the first floor, he like. So we get to walking. I'm like, come on, nephew, let's go. So he walk to the stairs. He gets to the top of the stairs. He gets to the first step, and he like,
no, he's not.
he doing like trying to step down with one foot, right? So I'm like, looking, I'm like, what's wrong, nephew? You okay? And he like, oh, I was dying laughing. He said, and my brother, like, I told you not to wear them damn shoes. I told him they were too small. I was like, you want to take them off now? He's like,
oh my goodness.
So I had my brother's shoes because I couldn't put the shoes on him because I was laughing too hard. I couldn't even help my nephew with the shoes. I was laughing too hard. So I go outside to the van because my mom and my sister sitting out there waiting, and they like, why are you laughing so hard? It's like, I'm like, you know that laugh when you laughing so hard you can't even talk. You're like, and they like, what? What is it? And they try to gas it, saying all these things that was just totally off the subject.
No,
and I'm just like, and then they was like, what? I'm like, nephew. They like, nephew, what? What about it? I'm like, so he gets out there, and my brother walk him to the van, and he looking like, he was like mad. You can see the tears running down his eyes because he was mad he couldn't wear his favorite shoes. So we get to it, and my mom's like, why you laughing at him? She's like, stop laughing at him. And next thing you know, she in her car seat like, just dying laughing. And my sister dying laughing too. They was like, oh my goodness. That was the funniest day. I'm telling you, that was just too funny. The boy wanted to wear them shoes that bad. He was willing to go through all of that pain and suffering to wear them shoes.
Man, kids will do that.
Yes.
I know I had my moments.
Oh my goodness. And I remember one time, I don't know about you all, but I'm telling you, I remember one time, my boy, he out there kicking it. You notice I ain't saying no names because I'm not going to say no names. I don't want to be, going crazy. We all outside kicking it. Everything seemed all cool. What's up, Cuzzo? What's up with you? Be good? Be good?
Oh, hey,
so,
what's up?
We out there kicking it. And next thing you know, my boy, his mama come outside with the washing machine hose. She was getting ready to beat his ass. I was like, oh my goodness, with the washing machine hose.
That's
she had
another level.
You see, oh my goodness. You see my boy running down the goddamn alley like, phew, he was gone. And
can you blame him?
No, you can't blame him, but guess what? His mama was fast as hell too. She was running behind him because he wasn't supposed to be outside and he was on punishment.
Oh man.
Dude was on punishment. I'm like, oh my goodness. Knowing he wasn't supposed to be outside. And he was outside. She got that hose and she was just, all you can hear going in the alley like, hitting the ground. The hose hitting the ground because he was gone. Hey, that was Aunt Dorothy. Hey, that's what happened to my boy, man. It was so funny.
Oh my
This
goodness.
boy was gone. Oh my goodness, he was gone down that alley. His mom was chasing him with that damn washing machine.
You ever seen a little kid get literally snatched just for being outside when he was on punishment?
Oh yeah.
Oh my
yeah.
gosh. That happened to one of my friends. Like, the crazy thing is, he was outside, but the worst part is his mama was in the house when he got himself trying to sneak out. You
Oh
stupid.
my goodness, that is real stupid right there.
You stupid if you do
That's
that.
real stupid. That was real. That's real stupid.
She was in the shower. He caught himself sneaking out. He steps out. You know how like apartment buildings are.
Mm-hmm.
He steps out to where I can see him.
Right.
And I was like outside with some friends and all of that. And I was like, he was like, he come out. He was like, so I go over there to him. As I'm walking up to him, I see him.
Right.
And he hit me with a Houdini. Now you see me, now you don't. I didn't realize that his mama snatched him. I was like, I stopped for a minute and I'm like, did I just witness a kid get kidnapped? Like, he
Oh
just
man,
went,
for real?
I'm like, oh my
wow.
goodness. What you say?
He said she did that to Lewis and Mike, my cousins.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Hey, I remember one time I got an uncle on my mom's side that ain't that much older than me, right? So we was kicking it. Everything was good. As far as I knew, everything was good because I didn't know what the hell happened. She told him, like, go in there and take your bath. And he looking all crazy. And I'm like, okay, why he looking so crazy? What the hell going on? I'm saying this in my head. I ain't saying nothing to him.
Right.
I'm just like, okay, whatever's about to happen, I don't know what for, but she saw him go in there and take your bath, boy. She say, but tomorrow, I'm going to get you. Because you know what you did. And she didn't want to say what you did. She's like, you know what you did. And she say, but tomorrow, that ass is mine. And I'm just like, okay. And we know my grandma on my mom's side, she didn't play. She was dead serious. Man, this fool went in there. He jumped in the tub, thinking everything was good. The coast was clear. She had the thick ass belt. All you can hear is in there. And you hear this strap going. Didn't I tell you? I was like, oh my goodness, she was in there. I done told your motherfucking ass. I was like, oh my goodness. She was in there saying the line about that boy. He got water all over the damn bathroom, water on the ceiling, water on the walls. Oh my goodness, she was tearing him up. That was too funny. I was like, dang. It's like you don't even know what the heck he did, but whatever it was,
You
it was
want to do
something
it again?
said. Exactly.
You want to ever do it again?
Exactly. Then his brother,
Oh, not the brother.
it was so because his brother older than him,
Oh, snap. The brother.
he called himself
No, he didn't.
trying to fight grandma. Now grandma's nickname is Iron Fist.
Oh, no, he didn't.
He tried to fight grandma. She was like, and you know how you see on the cartoons when you see the person's body go slack? And then they hit the wall, his body slid across the project floors, because you know, project floors ain't nothing but concrete. So he was already hurt from the fist. The second hurt when his head hit that floor, and then you slide all the way down the hallway. I was like, oh my goodness. He slid down that hallway, hit his head on that wall. He got up and ran out. Got up and ran outside. I was like, oh my goodness, this boy a fool.
Ran outside. I would have ran outside too. You whack like that?
I'm like, man, what in the hell? What in the hell? That was just too crazy. Like, oh my goodness, like you see these moments, you hear about these moments, but the minute somebody tell you about it, you dying laughing, but at the time that it was happening, it wasn't that funny. It was not that funny. Like, OMG. Now, let me tell you this one. One of my guys, he called himself being slick, right? Mama told him he had to go to work, that she had to go to work. Dad was like, he had to go to work. They fooled the shit out of him thinking he, you know, trying to see if he was going to be responsible enough to stay in the house knowing that he was on punishment. How about this fool came outside, right? They tore his ass up in front of everybody in the park. In the park.
He ain't got no windows or nothing.
Man.
Oh my God.
They let him get into it. Like, you know, doing them children that have all types of fun,
no.
and they'll be paying attention to nothing. He wasn't paying attention to nothing. They walked up on him and told him up in the park. I was like, oh man, talking about your most embarrassing moments, boy. He was embarrassed. This boy didn't even want to come to school.
You know the moments when you know you in trouble and you outside and you know you in trouble, but you stay out a little bit longer for as long as you can. You know, as soon as you go in the house, as soon as you go in the house, that's it. You ain't coming out for the next week or a month or whatever.
It's one of them where you say you might as well make it worth it.
I swear,
make it worth my while.
You sit there and you make sure you don't walk past the house so they don't see you through the window.
Yeah.
You make sure you just stay away from the door. Don't get too close so they don't hear you or nothing. Because if they hear you, see you, sense you, or smell you, get your own in this house. And you like, I'll see y'all next week. Next week, bro? You ain't coming out tomorrow. I ain't coming out. Y'all ain't gonna see me no more. Man, I got caught one time. I was like, oh man. Why I come past the door? I kind of like had to though, you know? Because like where I was going, I had to pass the house.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, was it worth it though? Man, I got caught. I got towed up. Didn't go outside for like 2 weeks. They was like, where you been at?
And when you little, 2 weeks seemed like a whole year.
Oh my goodness.
It'd be like, damn. A whole 2 weeks?
Me and my friends, we used to sit there and be like, you've been in the house for like 2 weeks. You fresh out the pen, huh?
Hey, I remember when my mom called herself putting me on punishment one time. Man, I was outside every day of my punishment. Just like, we lived on the first floor. I climbed out the window. Turned the music up and climbed out the window. I was gone. And she never knew I was outside. I was outside kicking it, having all types of fun, hooping, everything. I get back in the crib. By the time she knocked on the door, I done had my PJs on. Laying in the bed, chilling. Hey, you gotta look. These days or any other day when we was growing up, you had to figure out a way because the parents, the grandparents, the uncles and the aunties, they were strict. When they said they putting you on punishment, look, you was on a real punishment. It wasn't no fake ass punishment. It wasn't no 2 or 3 days or it wasn't no timeouts. We didn't have all of that stuff when I was growing up. It wasn't no damn timeout. Yeah, timeout my ass. Timeout was a belt, extension cord, whatever they can grab.
I remember one time, you want to hear something real crazy though? This why you look, certain things you gotta, this is where you gotta know your kids. Don't play with us. We gonna figure out ways. Don't play with us. Come on now. Everybody know this. Everybody know this. If you were existing right now and you was a child once, so you already know. When me and your son get into a little arguments, she'll be like, go to bed. Both of y'all, go to bed. You're like, it's the middle of the day. What you mean go to bed? It's like 3. Go to bed. What? Go to bed, sis. What are you smoking? Go to bed. I ain't playing with y'all, and I'm coming in there to check too.
Right.
I bet. And just sit down in the room, just laying down. Ain't nobody going to sleep. I'm talking about go to sleep. Next thing you know, knocked out. But this is where we got smart. One time, man, he was like, yeah, it's boring. Might as well just go to sleep. But we was like, if we go to sleep, she gonna wake us up. And we was like, but if we argue, she gonna make us go to sleep. And when I guarantee you, not one single sentence in our argument made sense. Because apparently we were arguing about a squirrel, a dog, a washing machine, some of everything. We just had to make it seem like we was going back and forth. So she sent us go to bed, and she sure did. When I tell you, me and him hopped in that bed, like, oh my gosh.
Like y'all been to work and ain't been nowhere.
Oh, child, when I tell you, she said, me and him was in the room. We was like in the hallway, like right by her door, so she could hear us.
Mm-hmm.
But I saw this girl out the window. How you gonna try and tell me this, and that? And we just sitting there low-key smiling the whole time, laughing, and we just going off. And she was like, hey, go to bed. It was like 2 p.m. Tell us to go to bed. Me and him looked at each other, we stopped. Looked at each other. Let's see if we can get to the bed faster. Pew! Took off running. Oh my goodness.
I tell you, one time, me and my cousins, I went to my auntie crib, and me and my cousins was up there. We was chilling. We was like beatboxing, making music, like house music and stuff, Chicago house music. So we like making music and stuff, and we just kicking it. And we was doing this practically the whole day, right? So one of my cousins, he wasn't supposed to, be outside or anything. And he knew he wasn't supposed to be outside.
Don't they always know they're not supposed to be outside?
Oh my goodness. This
made that
fool
clear.
took his butt outside anyway and stayed out the whole day thinking my auntie wasn't going to find out. Boy, please. Everybody in the neighborhood knew my auntie. Are you serious?
Right.
Man.
Ain't no way they not gonna know. You walk in the house, they can smell the outside on you.
I know, right? He come back in right before she comes in from work or whatever, and he up in there like, man, he like beatboxing with us and kicking in the whole nine, right? Like everything was just smooth. Auntie was like, y'all go in there and take y'all bath so y'all can go to bed. So we like, cool. Go in there. Everybody knowing we ain't did nothing, so
right, everybody just chilling.
We just chilling. We go in there, we take turns, take our bath. Whoever turn it was, you take your bath. And we ate our dinner or whatever, then we went to bed. Now mind you, this is summertime. So it wasn't no school the next day. And we kicking it. So we all go to sleep like we supposed to. Next thing you know, all you hear is and I'm like, whoa, what the hell going on? And she had damn good aim too, cause I was laying right next to him and she didn't touch me. And I'm like, whoa, I'm thinking I'm about to get a whooping too like that. And I'm like still trying to figure out what the hell did I do? Like, what
you really think everything you did the whole day?
I remembered everything that happened that whole day. Like, what the hell did I do? And I was looking around like, okay, I don't know what the hell, but so next thing you know, so my auntie was like, she was like, move, get out the way. And after you get out the way, she's like, you ain't did nothing. He know what he did. And I'm just like, when she's like, you ain't did nothing. My heart was still racing.
Right.
I'm like, in my mind, like trying to calm down, like, okay, I ain't did nothing, so I ain't got nothing to worry about. But the way she was whooping him, I'm like, I knew I'm next. She trying to trick me. Like, I knew I'm next. She trying to trick me. She playing.
Those be the worst ones.
Like, oh my goodness. And she had one of them straps, like, it was like this wide, and it was about this thick. No, and it was straight leather, too. Like, that real leather. I was like, oh my goodness. She tore his ass up. Oh my goodness. She had the whole cow, everything. I was like, damn. She was like, and she was strong as hell, too. So, this boy ass looked like Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer nose. His ass was lit up. She tore his ass up. I was like, damn. Oh my goodness. My heart was like,
do you know how she found out though? Somebody told her?
Man, one of the damn ladies, one of her friends, saw him outside knowing he wasn't supposed to be outside.
See, look. That's why I got smart. If I was outside and I wasn't supposed to be, I'm making sure I know every house or where all your friends stay at. Ain't nobody gonna see me. Ain't nothing gonna see me.
Man, that shit was crazy. I was like, damn.
Boy, when I tell you, I was outside one time and I wasn't supposed to be. I hit one of these, but I'm telling you, I went secret agent because I was like running around my friends. We was like playing tag or whatever, and they ran past one of her friends' houses, and I was like, I'm gonna get you. I literally got up against the building and I'm sliding past her windows. I had to make sure I didn't get seen. And I'm just like, just sliding past the window. my goodness, man.
Uh,
You remember running outside, you had to hit one of these.
you know how it be when you see a cockroach on the wall.
Oh my gosh.
And you turn on the lights and
it just freezes.
It's in the middle of the open space, so it ain't got nowhere it can just run to.
Right,
like,
it ain't gonna move. It's just there.
So it just freezes
up.
Freeze
up. Just don't move.
That's how one of my guys did. This boy was out there doing some crazy stuff. He was grabbing, like back then it was real bad. The boy would grab a girl breast and just squeeze it and thought that it was like super hilarious, right? Not realizing how much pain he done put her in.
He was knocked out.
He thought it was
hilarious too. Watching you sleep.
Yeah, but check this out. His mama was actually standing right there. And it was so crazy because we like, oh. And he looking at us, he was laughing. He was like, I got her. And then his mama was still standing there like this with her hands on her hips like, waiting on him to realize that she was standing right there. So when he saw his mama, he was like, like one of them roaches, like, if I stand still, she won't see me. She smacked the shit out of him. I was like, damn. I bet that roach got caught. She smacked the shit out of him. I'm like, damn.
That smack was immaculate.
That smack was loud.
Oh, man.
She sounded off.
I had to hit one of those.
Oh my goodness. It was like one of them.
So hard it echoed through the whole
It was like one of them school bells.
Man.
I bet he heard all types of bells too. I bet his ears was ringing. She smacked fire from him, boy. I'm like, damn. But also, another good thing about that, like, you know, cracking jokes, humor, having fun, those types of things, it's a good stress reliever. It's a good reason to continue to want to have laughter in your heart. You know what I'm saying? It's a good reason to want to have that laughter, to have that sense of humor, to have fun. You know what I'm saying? And then it definitely reduces stress. To have a good sense of humor is the bomb to me. That is the bomb. You all who don't have a good sense of humor need to develop one.
Work on it.
For real.
Work
because
on it.
Having a sense of humor is cool. It's fun. And the cool thing about me, what I really like to do too, is I just love to at least, if I can't make you laugh, I at least want to be able to make you smile, because that smile is another way to relieve some stress too. Believe it or not. Like, some people may not know that, but it's the truth. That smile is another way to relieve some stress off of a person. It was like, okay, in college, we had this one dude, he was in the process of having an anxiety attack. So everybody else, like, they was kind of like freaking out. It was only two of us who wasn't freaking out. One who knew about the signs and the symptoms of a person having an anxiety attack, and then there was me. And she was just like, calm down, calm down. She was like, you know, just talking to him. So me, being the person that I am, super silly, I started cracking jokes. And they was looking at me like, are you serious?
Like, this is not the time.
This is not right. This is not the time to be trying to crack a joke. But see, mind you, I know the symptoms too, but he wasn't into a full-blown anxiety attack at that time. It was just, and the problem was the work. The college courses, the work and stuff that we had, it had got a bit overwhelming for him.
Doesn't it always? Doesn't it always?
It does that to a lot of people, though.
I'm over here stressing this stats test I got one day that I'm about to fail, that I didn't even know we were supposed to be having, and I don't even know what it's going to be on.
You would say you're about to fail, but next thing you know, you'd be like, oh, I passed? What? I ain't even studied. But when he started laughing, then everybody else was like, looking around like, I can't believe you did that. I can't believe you did that while he was having an anxiety attack. And I'm like, you all need to do some reading. You all need to do some research. Because somebody was getting ready to say something, and my other colleague, the one who knew about the anxiety attack, was like, right.
Zip the lip.
It's like, shh, let it go, let it go.
Let him do what he doing.
Right. Then she was like, wow, because she's like, if he laughed, that's good. That's good. And as soon as he started laughing, everybody else was like, yeah, everybody taking that deep breath at the same time, like, and they was like, well, you two need to stick around. Y'all two make a good team. It's like, it's not a valid team. It's just about knowing what to do at the time to do it.
Right.
You know, so that's just true story about what would happen if it was an emergency situation.
I just make quiet kids talk, and everybody be looking at me like, "What did you do?" And I'm like, "What do you mean? What did I do? I was just talking to them."
Right.
And they just sit there, and when they hear that, like that one kid who would never talk.
Yeah.
The teacher, call room, answer a question, you just sit there and have a staring competition with the teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not about to say nothing.
Exactly.
And somehow I get into the school, and next thing you know, they be like, he laughs.
I know, right?
And I'm just like, what?
And they be having some of the silliest laughs too. You be like,
Oh
laughing. You be laughing at they laugh, not necessarily laughing at them.
Like, I be so confused when people react the way they do, because I'm like, what do you mean he doesn't talk? This dude funny as hell. What do you mean?
I know, right?
Talk?
I know, right?
Like, you just never talk to him. She's like, oh my God, I've been trying to talk to him since last semester. He doesn't talk. How did you? I don't know.
Just maybe you didn't say anything that piqued their interest.
Right.
When you talking to human beings, you have to pique their interest first. Because if you don't pique their interest, then of course they're not going to talk to you. They'll probably blow you off or just won't say anything at all.
Like, literally, this happens to me so much. I'm like everybody's mentor, to be honest. And it's the craziest thing ever. And I don't know how I got this role. It's like people just always come to me. It got to a point where if I know somebody, like say if I know you and you know somebody that I don't know, you would literally come to me to ask me to talk to that person.
Right.
And I'm like,
I
I don't even know
hate
who
when
this
people
person
do that.
is.
Oh my goodness.
Because I don't know what to tell him. Can you talk to him? I'm like, talk to him about what? I don't
Right.
even know this person.
I hate when people do that. I
And
be
then
like,
next thing you
what?
know, I'm over here. And how does that make you feel? Like,
like I'm the Dr. Phil or something.
right. Like,
And
I
see,
just became a
What
therapist.
really happened was this person right here wanted to talk to you. It wasn't my job to talk to you, but they wanted to talk to you. So, me being the Dr. Phil that I am,
Right.
I'm gonna come over here and talk to you
For them.
this person.
Right.
No. Hell
Oh
no.
my gosh.
Hell no.
Like, literally, people
I'd be like,
would
you better grow some
direct
balls.
people would direct other people in my direction. Oh my God, you having relationship problems, bro? You know you should go talk to her. Yes, because I'm telling you, she can tell you everything you need to know. And I'm like, we only in middle school.
Right.
What do you? I'm about to tell you.
Hey, I know.
It's crazy. People come to me for everything.
I know one thing too. It'd be funny when, like, we had this one dude in our class, in one of my college classes, and the dude was gay, right? Now, I don't have anything against gay people, but sometimes their reaction be funny. Be funny as hell.
Oh my God. I love the gays. They
Like,
crack me
dude,
up, man.
like, dude, I was like, he was like, I don't see how you can be straight. And I'm like, I don't see how you can be gay. And he was like, ew. He was like, there's no way in hell that I could be with a female. And I was like, okay, well, I love being with females. I think that's the greatest thing since sliced bread. And he's like, what? He was like, oh no, honey. The greatest thing since sliced bread? This is like, how could you have sex with something that looks like a gouged out eyeball? I was like, what? I'm like a gouged out eyeball of all the things I've never heard it described that way. I'm like, what?
No, you didn't.
I ain't say that in my life. That was a new one. That was straight new for me. Like, what? So we was dying laughing. Like, we was laughing at him. Even the females was laughing like, what? It's like, oh, I feel so insulted. But that was too funny, though. That was way too funny. I'm like, really? Well, that was too crazy. So, one of the good things, too, about being silly, being funny, having the type of fun is, you know what I'm saying? It's a stress reliever, but it's also improves your mood. You know, it makes your mood a whole hell of a lot better. Why wouldn't you want to feel good?
There is a downside to it too.
Yeah, because people can laugh so hard they die.
I ain't met nobody that funny. So no, I wasn't even gonna say that. I was gonna say more of a common and realistic downside to it is that when you're the funny friend in the group, nobody else cares about anything but you being funny. If you having some problems and you need to talk to your friends, they don't care. They just want to hear the jokes.
Yeah, that is a downside. Because it does make me feel bad that the only thing people want to hear from you is a joke.
Right. Nobody cares about your problems. They just want the jokes. Also, another downside is the fact that by you being a funny person, you can say anything and people are not going to take it serious. They're going to laugh. Like, if you sit there and you're like just a funny person, ha ha ha, get everybody cracking up, and you go, oh my God, I'm so depressed. Ah, you're so funny. Okay. I'm going to go just...
Yeah, I'm going to walk away because my depression is that funny to you. I'm going to walk away.
Right, like, yeah.
No, but what about like, you have, quote unquote, this is what I call my best friend, and you're telling your best friend that, hey, look, I'm really not trying to be funny right now. This is a serious moment for me. I'm having a problem.
Right.
And they just sitting there dying laughing. Now, I know that there are times where the truth can be funny. You know what I'm saying? Like, take, for example, when Martin Lawrence talked about himself and talked about, you know, the stuff that he was going throughout his life.
Yeah.
He said it in the funniest way.
Right.
But at the same time, he was telling the truth, right?
Yeah, how I talked about how I'm about to fail that stats test on Monday.
I know, right?
Yeah, and
shut up.
The truth is funny.
You keep saying that.
Okay.
But
okay. See, look,
also, like, old school comedian like Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor was telling people the truth, but he was funny as hell when he said it.
Ooh, and my favorite, Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey, oh my goodness. Jim Carrey is hilarious.
He talked about some things that he was going through and all of that. But yeah, it's very funny. Yo, you remember when he played the Grinch? The faces he made when he played the Grinch? That wasn't like no makeup or anything. That was like actually him making those type of like his face just like morphed. Like I see him do it. His face just like morphed, and I know he can do some crazy faces. I know he can.
Yeah.
But you know how the Grinch did that really weird, like really high weird smile, and like when he did like that was all him. Like that wasn't makeup or anything. Like that was that was his face.
I thought that was all makeup type of stuff.
And when he did that smile, when I tell you, because he was talking, he did like a little interview or whatever. He was talking and he went like that. Woo! That was real. That was him. That was all him.
So the Grinch That Stole Christmas was all him.
Man, I tell you, I looked at him when he did that smile, and I'm just sitting there, I'm like, oh my God, he's doing good. I'm sitting there thinking, yeah, like them, you probably about to say something funny.
I never knew that.
And I seen that my eyes got so big, I went from, my goodness.
I never knew that.
That would have me tripping out, man.
I didn't. I never knew that. But you know what? Be funny too. Like in the past, I've had relationships where you get angry, where the girl will get angry at you, and you just do something silly to make her laugh, and she'd be like, "Oh, you get on my nerves, but you are so funny." She'd be like, "No, that is not funny." Then she'd be like, "Oh, I can't even lie, that was funny, but you're not funny. I'm still mad at you." And you just be like, "As long as I made you laugh, I don't care. Be mad at me then." And they just still be cracking up laughing at you like, "Oh, you are so silly. Oh, you so silly. You get on my nerves." And I just be like, "Hey, I'd rather get on your nerves in a good way than in a bad way.
That's how I deal with babies.
Yeah, oh my goodness, like the
When
screaming
they
pterodactyl.
want to get ready and cry, like, oh, nope, you about to laugh.
Yeah, like our screaming little pterodactyl we got.
Mm-hmm.
Girl sound like a pterodactyl. She just be screaming her butt off. You think
Me
like,
and her had a talk.
no, there's
Okay.
nothing wrong with you.
She can do the baby pterodactyl impersonation, but her favorite one is the baby dinosaur, the baby T-Rex.
She sound like pterodactyl. I put that pterodactyl sound on there, and she looked around at me like.
Yeah,
You
but
know how
she likes the baby
babies when
T-Rex.
they hear something and it surprised them, they like,
Right, like what in the world is going on here?
who did that?
Right.
What the fuck? I know they. Where was that?
Y'all
Babies
know
be
it.
looking at you like you just done totally destroyed their world.
She
Like,
don't even look at my face no more.
Right.
She just be staring at my hair the whole time. Ever since she got a hold to it that one time when I was trying to make sure that she was strapped in her little high chair, trying to make sure she was strapped in there, and she was like, now's the chance. Got a hold to my dang on hair. I didn't even realize she had my hair. Cause I'm sitting there making sure it was all good and strapped in and everything. And because like my hair was like right by her tray, and she was like chewing on a little baby doll that she
Right.
got. And my hair was like right by the little tray, and I'm not paying no mind. I'm fixing the little, little straps and everything, and she's holding on to my hair the whole time. I didn't even realize that she got a hold of it.
Wow.
She's like holding on to my hair, but I go to lift my head up, and I'm like, oh, okay, I need that. Can you let that go? And she was just looking at me like, I'm gonna just hold on for a little bit.
I'm gonna hold on to this a little
Right.
bit longer. I don't think you need this.
Oh, my
Not right
goodness.
now. My hands are preoccupied.
Right?
Right?
I mean, like, she put
Black
the baby
power.
doll down and everything. Oh, my goodness.
She got comfortable with snatching your hair.
Yes. I'm like, child, if you don't let go. And when I see her, because she was holding on to it with one hand, because she, like, set it down. She was holding it, chewing on it. But then when she saw my hair, she, like,
Yeah.
and then once I saw her letting go of it with the other hand, I was like, oh, no, she ain't about to give me like this. I'm like, girl, you let go. Because, if they get both hands, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. I'm not trying to be bald head. I shaved the sides. That's all I wanted. I ain't trying to be bald head because little kids.
Babies will snatch all of your hair as
Oh,
you let
my
them.
goodness.
And she grabbed my beard. She just grabbed it, and I just be looking at her like, "Girl, what are you trying to do?" I'm like, "You trying to fight? Come on, let's fight. Let's fight." Then she be looking at me with that. What you do? Get the baby look like?
I don't know.
Like what?
You're right.
I be like, "Come on, let's fight." And she, I be like, "Girl, you a hot mess." What's up, Cuzzo? Wendy?
Hey,
Appreciate you coming through. Appreciate you. See, the babies be looking at you all crazy after he be done something to you, like especially the baby with the little nails and stuff, just
Oh, man.
scratched you up,
She
and you be like,
literally was just holding on
and
to
the
my
baby just
lips.
looking at you like,
She was just holding on to my lips. Well, I felt her little nails and everything. Like she just got a good old grip on them. And I'm like, I'm like, please, because Dad gets you real good when they get a grip on them with their nails and then pull, you be hurting.
and they be looking at you like,
I don't know what just happened. Right, like, they looking at you like, what happened? You good? What happened?
and don't let you be a stranger. And the baby old enough to look around and see everything you doing. Like you move, they like,
And I swear,
and
Della
that head
baby,
gonna follow you everywhere.
Della baby not even a year old, but when I tell you she understand everything I'm saying, me her be having conversations. She just
Man,
gonna be
that
like,
girl's a hot
speaking,
mess.
because mind you, I had her upstairs with me, and I was like, come on, I'm gonna put on some videos so you can watch. I had her watching Dora, and then I guess she got tired of Dora, so I started, playing with her, and I was like, hey, don't start getting fussy. I said, look, if you take a poop during the month of October, it's called a spooky dookie. And she just started smiling, and that was like the funniest thing to her. And I'm like, see, I don't even be understanding what I be saying.
That girl is a mess. I think she understand a lot more than she put on. About to be 7 months.
Oh my goodness, man.
So, in essence, there is nothing wrong with being silly. Nothing wrong with being humorous. Nothing wrong with having fun. Make fun a part of your day. I promise you, it is a good thing, and it will help you out. as far as your moods, as far as mood swings, anxiety, things of that nature, it's good for these things. And it's nothing to be too prideful about as far as being silly is concerned, because if you get too much pride to be silly, then you should also have too much pride to be happy in your life. Real talk. But we do thank you all for stopping by, showing some love to our show today. Appreciate you all. And as always, we always appreciate you. So show some love, some like. Check us out on YouTube, which is type in Perspective Show, and you'll see us on YouTube as well. You'll also be able to catch anything that you missed on YouTube as well. So check us out. Help us get those watch hours in and those likes in. So come on. We waiting on you all. We waiting on you. Thank you all very much for joining us. We appreciate it. Peace and love.